Do-hyun Kim stood before the Galactic Council, his holographic presentation floating in the Grand Chamber. The massive room held representatives from 500 advanced alien species, their eyes, tentacles, and sensor organs all focused on him. Humans, Do-hyun said, are an emotional and underdeveloped species. He showed them images of Earth's cities, cars, and factories. They still burn fossil fuels for energy. They fight wars over simple resources. They let emotions guide their choices instead of logic. The council members nodded in agreement. Many of them had glowing screens floating near their seats, taking notes on his words. Most concerning, Do-hyun continued, is their aggressive nature. He displayed videos of human sports, boxing matches, and military training. They turn even their entertainment into mock battles. Their children play games about fighting and war. In the front row, Council Leader Ra-bin blinked her 3 eyes. And their space technology. Very basic, Do-hyun replied. He showed them Earth's old rockets and satellites. They have only reached their own moon. Their fastest ships would take years to reach even the closest star. The council chambers filled with quiet laughter and dismissive sounds. Some members didn't even bother looking at the images anymore. They had seen enough. But at the back of the room, junior diplomat Hyun Park watched with different eyes. She noticed things the others missed. In one video, a human mother lifted a car to save her trapped child. In another, a young human solved a complex math problem in seconds. Small things, but interesting. I recommend, Do-hyun said, that we keep our current observation post near Earth's moon. One small station is enough to watch them. They pose no threat, and they have nothing to teach us. Ra-bin raised her hand for a vote. All in favor. Hundreds of appendages rose in agreement. The council had decided. Earth would remain classified as a primitive world, barely worth watching. As the chamber emptied, Hyun stayed in her seat. She kept looking at the frozen images of Earth. Something bothered her about Do-hyun's presentation. He had shown the humans' weaknesses clearly, but what about their strengths? Why did such a primitive species advance so quickly from caves to space in just a few thousand years? She pulled up more data on her screen. Earth's internet was full of stories about humans doing impossible things when their loved ones were in danger. Their art showed dreams of traveling between stars. Their sciences made new discoveries every day. Interesting presentation, a voice said beside her. She looked up to see Do-hyun. Yes, Hyun replied carefully, but I wonder if we're missing something. Do-hyun laughed. Missing what? They're clearly primitive. The data proves it. Does it? Hyun pointed to her screen. Look at their progress over just 100 years. From horse carts to space rockets. From simple phones to worldwide networks. Isn't that unusual? Luck, Do-hyun said. Random chance. They're still ruled by emotions. Still fighting wars. Still burning fossil fuels. The council has made its decision. He walked away, leaving Hyun alone with her doubts. She looked one more time at the image of the mother lifting the car. Something told her that dismissing humans as primitive might be a big mistake. Unknown to both of them, on Earth, the first child had just disappeared. 3 months after the council's decision, Hyun Park stood in the United Nations building in New York. The human leaders watched her with a mix of wonder and worry. She was the first alien they had ever seen in person. We come in peace, Hyun said in perfect English. Her translator device helped her speak all Earth languages. The Galactic Council wishes to establish basic diplomatic relations with Earth. The room stayed quiet. Then one of the human leaders, a woman from India, spoke up. Why now? We've detected your observation post near our moon for years. Why talk to us today? Hyun gave the answer she had prepared. Your species has reached a suitable level of development. It wasn't true, but it sounded better than saying they still thought humans were primitive. The meetings continued for days. Hyun noticed that some human leaders seemed distracted. They kept checking their phones and tablets, whispering to their staff. Something was wrong, but no one told her what. Then, during the fourth day of talks, everything changed. A man burst into the meeting room. "Mr. President," he said to the American leader, "it's happening in our country too. 50 children disappeared in the last hour." The room erupted in chaos. Leaders began sharing similar reports. Brazil had lost 30 children. Japan reported 40 missing. Russia announced 65 disappearances, all within the same hour. He-yun watched in shock as the calm diplomatic meeting turned into an emergency crisis center. Phones rang. Screens showed news reports from around the world. Parents crying. Empty playgrounds. Schools with half-empty classrooms. She called the council immediately. "Earth is experiencing a crisis. Children are vanishing without explanation. We should help them." The council's response came quickly. "This is an internal human matter. Do not interfere. Continue with diplomatic procedures." But He-yun couldn't ignore what she saw. The humans changed when their children disappeared. Their eyes got harder. Their voices grew colder. Even their movements became more focused, like predators preparing to hunt. The American president approached her. "Does your council know anything about this?" "No," He-yun said honestly, "but I want to help find out what's happening." 2,000 children, he said quietly. 2,000 children gone in one day. No traces, no clues, nothing on any camera. They just vanished. He-yun accessed Earth's internet through her neural link. She searched for similar events in human history. Nothing matched this pattern. She also noticed something else. Certain alien trading ships had been passing unusually close to Earth lately. Against the Council's orders, she began collecting data. The children disappeared in specific patterns, like someone was following a plan. The disappearances formed a grid across Earth's surface, too perfect to be random. When she reported this to the Council, Do-hyun Kim himself responded, "You're imagining things. Humans lose children all the time. It's sad, but it's their problem. Focus on your diplomatic mission." But that night, He-yun saw something that chilled her. On her screen, a pattern emerged. The same grid of disappearances had happened before, on other worlds. Worlds that had gone silent soon after. She looked out her window at the New York skyline. Humans might be primitive in some ways, but she had never seen a species react so fiercely to threats against their young. If someone was taking their children, they had made a terrible mistake. The first warning signs were already appearing. Military bases worldwide went dark. Satellites changed orbits. And in hidden facilities deep underground, weapons that even the Council didn't know about were being prepared for war. Jae-ho Lee walked through the empty halls of the Alderian space station. His footsteps echoed in the silence. Just 2 weeks ago, this place had been full of life. The Alderians, with their crystalline bodies and singing voices, had filled these halls with their beautiful songs. Now there was only silence. As the Council's lead investigator, Ji-ho had seen many strange things, but nothing like this. An entire species gone quiet. No violence, no destruction, no signs of battle. They had simply stopped responding to all communication. His scanner showed normal readings. The air was clean. The power systems worked perfectly. Even the food in the station's kitchens was still fresh. It was as if the Alderians had vanished in the middle of their daily routines. Central Command. Jae-ho spoke into his communicator. "I'm sending new data." Still no signs of what happened. Then his second communicator beeped, the one connected to the Centaurian Empire's channels. The message made his blood run cold. "Emergency alert. All Centaurian worlds have gone dark. Repeat. All Centaurian worlds have gone dark." 2 advanced. Commander Yuna Choi stood in the hidden command center beneath Mount Fuji. Around her, screens showed military bases activating across Earth. For decades, humanity had kept these bases secret from alien observers. Now it was time to reveal them. "Status report," she ordered. Her voice stayed calm, but her eyes burned with determination. All quantum defense systems are online, her assistant reported. The AI networks are fully activated. Hidden fleets are emerging from underwater bases. On the main screen, ships rose from the ocean depths. They looked nothing like the primitive rockets Earth had shown to the aliens. These vessels gleamed with dark metal that absorbed light. Their engines used technology that even the Galactic Council thought impossible. In orbit, Earth's fake satellites transformed. What looked like simple communication devices became weapon platforms. What appeared to be space junk revealed itself as advanced sensor arrays. Haeyun Park and Ji-Ho Lee watched in shock from the command center's viewing area. Everything they thought they knew about humanity had been wrong. "How long?" Haeyun asked. "How long have you hidden all this?" "Since we first detected your observation post," Yuna replied. "We knew we weren't alone. We knew someone was watching. So we showed them what they expected to see. A primitive, emotional species. But we prepared. We built. We waited." On another screen, the world's most advanced AI system displayed its calculations. It had already analyzed the pattern of child disappearances and predicted the next targets. More importantly, it had found a trail energy signatures leading to distant parts of space. "You let us think you were centuries behind us," Ji-Ho said. "But this technology, some of it is beyond even council level." Yuna nodded. "We learned from watching you. Every alien ship that passed near Earth taught us something new. We copied the useful technology and improved it. But we kept our greatest advantage secret: human determination." The command center doors opened. World leaders walked in, their faces set with grim resolve. They had put aside all their differences. There were no more countries now, only Earth standing united. "The fleet is ready," an admiral reported. "Stealth systems are operating perfectly. The enemy won't see us coming." Haeyun looked at the ships again. "Those engines, they're powered by dark matter. The Council thinks that's impossible." "The Council thinks many things are impossible," Yuna said. "They think it's impossible for a primitive species to hide its true nature for so long. They think it's impossible for emotional beings to create logical advanced technology. Most importantly, they think it's impossible for anyone to fight back against whatever is taking our children." She turned to face the alien observers. "They're wrong about all of that. Humanity's greatest strength isn't our technology. It's not our AI systems or our quantum weapons. Our greatest strength is what you thought was our weakness: our emotions." The main screen showed thousands of ships taking position around Earth. Each one carried weapons powered by science that the aliens had never imagined. Each one was crewed by humans who would stop at nothing to save their children. "Now," Yuna said, "we will show the galaxy why you never threaten a human child." The fleet engaged its engines. Dark matter drives opened holes in space itself. The hunt was beginning, but this time, humanity would be the hunter. Min-Ho Song studied the holographic data floating before him. As leader of the Joint Human-Alien Task Force, he had spent weeks analyzing the energy trails left by the kidnappers. Each piece of evidence told the same disturbing story. "Show me the neural scans again," he said to his team's eye assistant. The hologram changed, displaying brainwave patterns from different species' children. The command room of Earth's flagship fell silent as Min-Ho connected the final pieces. Even Haeyun Park and Ji-Ho Lee leaned forward to see what he had discovered. "Look at the patterns," Min-Ho said, pointing to the display. "Every child's brain produces neural energy. But human children," he highlighted one set of scans, "human children produce 10 times more energy than any other species." Commander Yuna Choi stepped closer to the display. "Why is that important?" "Because," Min-Ho explained, "we've found similar energy drains at every location where children vanished. Something is harvesting their neural energy. And based on these readings, human children provide the most powerful source." The room grew colder as his words sank in. Earth's advanced AI systems projected a map of the galaxy, showing energy trails leading to a distant sector of space. The trails looked like glowing rivers, all flowing toward the same destination. The species doing this is ancient, Jaiho said, reading from his datapad. We found records going back thousands of years. Different children, different worlds, but always the same pattern. He-yun touched one of the glowing trails on the map. Why didn't the council notice this before? Because they weren't looking, Minho answered. They dismissed every world that went silent, called them failed civilizations, but humanity refused to be dismissed. On the main screen, Earth's fleet moved through space, following the energy trails. Their dark matter engines left no trace for the enemy to detect. Their stealth systems, more advanced than anything the Council had imagined, kept them hidden. Minho brought up another display, showing the structure of the neural energy. There's something else. The reason they target children specifically. Young minds produce the purest form of this energy. And human children. He paused, making sure everyone understood. Human children's neural patterns are unique. They contain both logical and emotional energy combined in ways no other species can match. Commander Yuna's eyes hardened. So they're not just taking our children. They're taking them because human children are the most valuable targets. Exactly, Minho confirmed. And based on these readings, they're keeping them alive to harvest this energy continuously. The command room erupted in activity. Officers relayed orders to the fleet. The AI systems calculated attack strategies. Earth's most advanced weapons powered up, ready to face an enemy that had hunted children across the galaxy for thousands of years. We found their main facility, Minho announced, highlighting a point on the map. It's hidden inside an artificial black hole. The Council thought that was impossible technology. The Council thinks many things are impossible, Commander Yuna said. They're about to learn that nothing is impossible when humanity fights to protect its children. The fleet accelerated, dark matter drives pushing them faster than light itself. They carried with them humanity's most powerful weapons, most advanced technology, and most importantly, the unstoppable determination of a species fighting for its young. The Galactic Council chamber erupted in chaos as they watched Earth's fleet reveal itself. Ships bigger than cities emerged from their stealth modes. Weapons that bent space itself powered up. Council members who had dismissed humans as primitive now sat in stunned silence. Do-hyun Kim, who had once called humans underdeveloped, could barely speak. Impossible, he whispered. All of this was impossible. On the main display, Commander Yuna, Choi's fleet moved with perfect precision. Each ship used dark matter engines that the Council had failed to develop for centuries. Their hulls absorbed both light and sensor scans, making them nearly invisible even when not using stealth systems. Young Tactical Officer Jae-in Kang stood before the Council, explaining humanity's advances. You thought emotions made us weak, she said. But emotions drove us to create things your pure logic couldn't imagine. She showed them Earth's quantum AI systems, which combined logical processing with emotional intelligence. The Council watched in amazement as the AI adapted and evolved in ways their pure logic computers never could. Your ships follow strict patterns, Jae-in explained. Your tactics are perfectly logical. But humans, she displayed a battle simulation. We combine logic with instinct. We use emotion to see possibilities that pure logic misses. The simulation showed human ships moving in ways that made no logical sense, yet achieved impossible victories. They took risks no logical species would consider. They used tactics that seemed emotional, even primitive, but worked perfectly. You hid all of this? Rubin, the Council leader, asked. For how long? Since we first saw your observation post, Jae-in answered. We knew someone was watching. So we showed you what you expected to see. Primitive rockets, simple satellites, emotional responses. Meanwhile, we built this. The display showed more of Earth's hidden technology. Quantum computers that used uncertainty as a feature, not a flaw. Weapons that turned emotions into energy. Ships that could think and feel, combining human intuition with machine precision. Hyun Park, watching from her diplomatic post, finally understood why humans had advanced so quickly. Their emotions didn't hold them back. They drove them forward. Fear made them cautious when needed. Love made them protective. Anger made them determined. And now, Commander Yuna's voice came through the council's speakers. We will show you why taking our children was the greatest mistake anyone could make. The fleet accelerated toward the artificial black hole where the enemy hid. Their weapons powered up, combining technologies that the council had thought impossible to mix. Quantum fields merged with dark matter drives. AI systems worked with human intuition. Do-hyun Kim watched it all, his earlier dismissal of humanity forgotten. We were wrong, he said quietly. What we saw as primitive emotions were actually driving the fastest technological advancement in galactic history. The Council could only watch as humanity revealed its true power. They had thought humans were primitive because they followed their hearts. Now they realized that the heart could drive innovation that pure logic would never discover. Earth's fleet vanished into faster-than-light travel, heading toward the enemy that had taken their children. They carried with them humanity's greatest weapons, advanced technology driven by unconquerable emotion, and the determination of a species that would never abandon its young. Admiral Taiwan Quan stood on the bridge of Earth's flagship as they approached the artificial black hole. The massive structure hung in space like a dark tear in reality. Inside it, their children waited. All ships report ready, his second-in-command said. The combined fleet is in position. Earth's ships formed the front line, their advanced technology leading the way. Behind them, ships from other species who had lost children joined the formation. Even some council vessels had come to help, though they stayed at the back, unsure what to expect. Begin Operation Starlight, Taiwan ordered. His voice remained calm, but his eyes showed the same fire that burned in every human heart. The fleet's quantum computers had found a way into the artificial black hole. It required perfect timing and impossible precision. The council ships thought it couldn't be done, but they didn't understand how humans operated. First wave, advance, Taiwan commanded. The front line of ships accelerated forward. Their dark matter engines bent space around them. Their hulls glowed with energy that defied the laws of physics as the council understood them. Inside the black hole, they found a massive station. It floated in artificial space, protected by technology that had existed for thousands of years. The enemy's ships rose to meet them, ancient vessels powered by stolen neural energy. They're using our children's energy to power their ships, Min Ho Song reported from his science station. The neural patterns confirm it. Taiwan's expression hardened. This was why humans would win. The enemy saw children as power sources. Humans saw them as everything worth fighting for. Launch the emotion bombs, he ordered. The human fleet released their newest weapons, devices that turned emotional energy into destructive force. The enemy's logical shields couldn't stop them. Their ancient technology had no defense against weapons powered by human determination. Through the chaos of battle, special rescue teams teleported onto the station. They found massive chambers filled with sleeping children from 100 different species. Each child floated in a pod, their neural energy being drained to power the enemy's empire. The pods are opening, reported the rescue team leader. Children are waking up. Human children are starting to glow. The enemy hadn't understood what they had done. By connecting all these children to their power systems, they had created a network. And human children, with their powerful neural energy, were changing that network. The station's power began to shift. The stolen neural energy turned against the ancient machines. In their pods, human children dreamed of home, of parents, of rescue. Their emotions poured through the enemy's logical systems like a flood through paper walls. Their defenses are failing, Minho reported. The children's neural energy is overwhelming their systems. Taiwan gave his final order. All ships, full attack. Bring our children home. The combined fleet struck with everything they had. Human weapons mixed with alien technology. Logical attacks merged with emotional power. The ancient station, which had survived for thousands of years, began to break apart. Rescue ships rushed in, protected by the fleet's guns. They loaded children from every species, wrapping them in warm blankets, giving them their first real sleep in months. The human children glowed with neural fire until they were safely aboard, their power finally their own again. The enemy's leaders tried to flee, but Earth's ships were waiting. There would be no escape, no mercy, no logical debate. They had taken human children, and now they would learn why every advanced species would soon have a new first rule: never threaten a human child. 1 month after the Great Battle, the Galactic Council met again. This time was different. Human representatives sat in the front row, no longer dismissed as primitive. The council chamber had changed too. Where there were once only logical displays showing facts and figures, now there were also emotion sensors that measured the feelings in the room. Hyun Park stood before the council as Earth's first official representative. She watched Do-Gyun Kim prepare to give his new report on humanity. The same man who had once called humans primitive now spoke with respect in his voice. "We were wrong," Do-Gyun began. "What we saw as primitive emotions were actually advanced survival tools. Human children are now home with their families. The stolen children of other species have been returned. But we learned something important from all this." He showed images of the rescue operation. Human ships fighting with impossible courage. Human soldiers risking everything to save not just their own children, but the children of every species. Human technology that worked in ways the Council's best scientists still couldn't understand. "Emotions do not make humans weak," Do-Gyun continued. "They make them strong. Their anger drives them to fight harder. Their love makes them protect others. Their hope helps them create amazing things. Even their fear makes them prepare better than logical species." The council members nodded. Many of them had changed their views after seeing humans in action. Some had even started studying human emotions, trying to understand this power they had dismissed for so long. Commander Yuna Choi presented the military report next. She showed how Earth's hidden fleet had defeated an enemy that had survived for thousands of years. How human weapons, powered by both science and emotion, had broken through defenses that pure logic couldn't beat. "We kept our technology secret," Yuna explained, "because we knew someone was watching. We learned from every alien ship that passed near Earth. We built better versions of their technology. But we added something they didn't have: human spirit." In the medical wing of the council station, Min Ho Song shared his research on human neural energy. He explained how human children's brains produced such powerful energy because they combined logic and emotion naturally. Other species now wanted to learn this ability, seeing it as an advancement rather than a primitive trait. The council made new laws that day. Earth received full membership in the galactic community. Human emotions were officially recognized as an advanced trait, not a primitive one. Most importantly, the Council created special protections for all children, inspired by humanity's fierce defense of the young. Hyun finished the meeting with an announcement. "Earth will share its technology with the galaxy," she said. "Our quantum computers that use uncertainty as a feature. Our ships that combine machine logic with human intuition. Our weapons that turn emotions into power. But in return, we ask one thing." The council chamber fell silent, waiting for her words. "Remember why we hid our true nature," she said. "Remember why we let you think we were primitive. And remember what happened when someone threatened our children. Earth stands ready to be a friend to all peaceful species. But we will always be the most dangerous enemy to anyone who threatens those we love." The council agreed. That day marked a new chapter in galactic history. Humanity had changed everything. They had shown that being advanced meant more than just having powerful technology. True advancement meant combining the best of both worlds, the power of logic and the strength of the heart.